Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Closer to Confession podcast. I'm your hostess, Maria. And tonight we're going to be talking about year 2025 and my New Year resolutions. Okay, let's get into it. 25 was a year. It started in Miami. So it was probably like my last month in Miami after 4 years. And which I never thought I was going to come back to LA, honestly, because I really loved Miami, the weather, the beach. I am totally a Miami girl, by the way. But I've talked about it before, like the toxicity of living in Miami. The lifestyle, people, the driving, my industry, bartending, it's terrible. So my twin sister and her husband were going to be moving back to LA. And at first, I decided to stay. So I found a place. I honestly wasn't planning on coming back just because I love my family so much. And yeah, I found myself in a dilemma because I didn't want to lose my family. But at the same time, I really loved it over there. So I wasn't sure of what I wanted to do. And again, I asked for a sign. And that happened before I moved to Miami when I felt really depressed. It was COVID time. And another reason why I didn't want to come back to LA was because my memory of LA was the last 2 years during COVID. So it was cold, it was restrictions, it was no work. I left with a really bad, bitter taste. So yeah, that's another reason why I didn't want to go back. Anyway, so January time came, 2025, and I asked for a sign. Again, I had already paid deposit for a new room, and I was not looking forward to the new year, especially with my twin sister and her husband moving back to LA. So I asked for a sign from God once again, and He delivered. So it was something that my sister said that probably she had no idea that would change my mind. And because she really wanted me to come back anyways. And yeah, it just clicked. And I'm like, that's a sign. She said something. And I'm like, actually, guys, I'm thinking I'm coming back. And yeah, so I decided to quit my job, to leave everything and move back. Even though I was super excited, it wasn't easy. I came back, I barely remember the streets. So it's crazy because I wanted to go to Ralph's and I had to put maps to go to my neighborhood Ralph's. It was insane. I didn't remember streets, I didn't remember names. It was 4 years, so you forget. It was also the coldest month of the year. So I was trying to adapt to the weather. My skin was not doing great. Flaky, my skin would break. I was constantly cold because I left from a 4-year summer and humidity to winter time, and it was super dry weather. So my body was freaking out. I was getting a lot of panic attacks, anxiety attacks because my body had no idea what was going on. Anyway, so that was that, and then I came back and I had no job. It was the worst time to come back because bartending in January is very slow. We all know that. So again, we got an apartment and it takes time to feel like home. So I came back, but I felt that it's like a new place, even though I had so many memories from LA. So hard to adapt, but I did reconnect with my old friends. So the reason why I wanted to come back is because of people. So I really, really enjoyed the driving. Actually, for people that say that LA's drivers suck, why don't you visit Miami for a little bit? You'll find out. So I started driving freeways because I was terrified before that. I enjoyed that everybody speaks English. I didn't feel that I have to learn another language to communicate with people to get things done. And then having my friends back, I reconnected with a lot of friends. I reconnected with a lot of family members from my sister's husband's side. And it felt really nice. Okay, so springtime came. My favorite. We have a pool in the apartment, building. And I couldn't wait. Because the reason why we got this place was obviously it's closer to our family here. But it has a pool. has jacuzzi, and he has a gym. So every day I could not wait for the weather to warm up a little bit so I can just go sunbathe. I don't really care about like getting in the water, but just sunbathe. And springtime came, my mom and my stepdad visited, and I wanted to take them everywhere. Santa Monica, Venice Beach, everywhere. And that was such a great opportunity for me to remember everything because I haven't been in those places for like 5 or 6 years. So that made me appreciate LA even more. Because when you're stuck in the South Bay, there's nothing really to do. But I took them to Hollywood. They loved the Grove. They loved Marina del Rey, and it was such a great opportunity for me to see all these places once again and remind myself that I am in LA. What else? So springtime came. I started feeling a little bit more myself, more motivated to do things. And again, I was connected with friends and a friend of mine. We were talking about things and she was like, oh, so why don't you like do your podcast? And I'm like, my what? And it's like, why don't you do a podcast? You're good at talking. You love asking questions when I have a guest, obviously. And yeah, you like being in front of the camera. I was like, so that just clicked. And then, I started researching about cameras, about this and that. And that's what I'm saying about Miami. I lost all my motivation, all my inspiration. And I just felt that I was living the same day over and over again. So springtime, things started like kind of rolling for me. Then I started working on a boat as a bartender, and there was a lot of charters. So it felt really, really good. Summertime came. I got another gig with podcasting. So I'm a co-presenter, podcaster at Joy School Podcast. Go check it out. So it just felt that, oh my God, like I'm started doing things, and I booked like a small role in a short film. I did a few photo shoots, and it just felt that, okay, now it makes sense why I came back. Now I feel that I'm more complete, that I achieved way more things that I achieved in Miami. Miami was a phase. It was what I needed at the time, but there was nothing else there. So yeah, summer came. We're really good. We're inspired. September. Well, that was a month. We all know what happened in September with Charlie Kirk. I was actually about to film a podcast when that happened, and my sister texted me. It's like she got pop out, and yeah, it was a tough one. Like I said it on another episode that I never really felt so much grief on somebody that I've never met before, and I didn't know how to cope with it. I had no idea why it affected me so much. I mean, apart from like, I was following him and I really, really liked what he said, encouraging people, encouraging students to, not feeling victims and to get closer to God, to understand conservative movement. And I was a big fan. And I really enjoyed that when he spoke, even when people were attacking him, he has such a nice way to deliver. Like he would never attack them. He always had some wisdom. And I don't feel that there's anybody else out there in politics or even like religion that has his charisma. And I feel that we lost such a great person. So yeah, September was a tough one. And there was a lot of crimes on the news, a lot of sad news. Also, winter was coming, so I wasn't happy about that either. But I was excited about Christmas time. So 4 years in Miami, I don't know why, but they don't really celebrate it. I decorated, but people don't really decorate. They don't really, you don't feel it. You don't feel it, the vibe. So I could not wait for Christmas time in LA. And we went all out. I mean, I still have some decorations, but we went to a lot of parties, Christmas parties, family, stayed, watched marathon of Hallmark movies. Sad, but we did it. And it just really felt like Christmas this year. I couldn't wait. And yeah, we went all out. It was awesome. We still have the decorations. I don't want to take them down yet. And I cannot wait for the next Christmas. New Year's Eve. I had higher expectations. I was working at a nightclub, and I really don't mind working. I actually believe that that night people should not go out to clubs because it's overpacked, overpriced, and you're not gonna have a good time. And that's true. So I would recommend people to go to a house party or like family gathering or like friends gathering. That's like the best way to celebrate New Year's Eve. But yeah, I didn't really mind because I've done it since I was 19. So another New Year's Eve behind the bar, it's okay. But it was not what I was expecting. It was very busy and they didn't even do really a countdown. So I was literally like cleaning my well when the countdown happened. And sad. That's a little sad. But anyways, I want to talk about New Year resolution. So my first one, it's even though I said that I'm back restoring my faith, it is an everyday, what's the word? You have to be devoted to an everyday effort with God. It's not a one-time thing, it's an everyday. So I don't go to church, but I've said it before that my church is my gym. So when I go to the gym, I put a podcast on or this awesome channel that talks about like the Bible and about the different books. So when I go to the gym, I train my body, but I'm training my faith. I'm not a reader, so for me, it really, really works. Audible, podcast, YouTube videos, that works for me. But again, I still have to work on my relationship with God every day. So I want to get closer to God to create a more intimate relationship with Him. And it's something that you have to do every day. So the other one is work on my podcast, getting better as much as I can, have more guests, which I am having a lot of guests coming up. I'm super excited for that. The other one's my boyfriend. Please. I'm getting over somebody right now. I am during this process. Wish me luck. Thanks. And yeah. But in order for me to meet somebody, I need to be going out or put more effort. So my sister says that all the time. I need to put a little bit more effort on meeting people, friends that eventually can become partner. And what's the other one? I think the other one's like going out a little bit more and socializing more because I am such a homebody. And during the winter time, for me, it's so easy to just stay at home and just watch movies, mostly podcasts, work on this. Yeah. Hopefully, like with springtime coming up and summertime, I'll become more social. Yeah. And that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I can't wait for my next guest. It's going to be super exciting, super interesting. And yeah, please subscribe, comment, and like. And I'm going to see you guys at the next one. Mwah.